everybody. Welcome to Impact Moment. I am Pastor Donna. My church is located in Aurora, South Dakota, which is just a little bit south of Brookings. But our Impact Moment is about a 15 to 20 minute devotional time. And we are in chapter 12. So, of the book of Isaiah. So where were we? Where have we been with this whole book of Isaiah so far? So we've seen a lot of doom and gloom with a lot of rulers that are trying to overtake the land of Judah. And our prophet Isaiah has been having these direct communications and also some visions from God. So last time that we were here, we were in chapter 11, and we finally got to see this more of the hope of that remnant, of the remnant that's always going to be saved, more of God's promises, right? So, and we've noticed that throughout, there's always that underlying promise of hope, even in the midst of the doom. So, which is really important not only to read about for the time period that Isaiah lived, but also it's super important to realize that those same promises, they hold up for us as well. So I'm going to be using the New International Version of the book of Isaiah in chapter 12, and it's basically a short song of praise. So here's how it begins. It says, "In that day you will say, I will praise you, Lord, although you were angry with me. Your anger has turned away, and you have comforted me. Surely God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. The Lord himself is my strength and my defense. He has become my salvation. With joy you will draw water from the wells of salvation. In that day you will say, give praise to the Lord, proclaim his name, make known among the nations what he has done, and proclaim that his name is exalted. Sing to the Lord, for he has done glorious things. Let this be known to all the world. Shout aloud and sing for joy, people of Zion, for great is the Holy One of Israel among you." So we have a full chapter that is devoted to positive praise for God. And the people reminding you, going back to like the first few chapters of Isaiah, we really see a lot of God's followers give up. And they start to follow instead these wicked rulers and kings that have come into power and have really put God to the side. And so God was filled with this internal anger, and he was going to really just let destruction happen to his people. But all along, even through the doom and gloom, he promised, I will save the truly faithful, the ones that did not forget me and did not forget to praise me. And I love how he brings up that in verse 3, it says, with joy, you will draw water from the wells of salvation. This week at our church, we are celebrating the third week of Advent, and our topic is joy. And it's really about joy in our journey. So, and he's basically saying the exact same thing, you know? It's like, yes, you traveled this really, really hard road, but these people are going to find true joy, knowing that they are truly saved, and that the Lord himself is my strength and my defense. So how cool is that? It says, I will trust and not be afraid. So we were talking about peace last week in the sermon, and how do you remain peaceful when sometimes we are afraid of certain situations, even in our own lives today? Or how do we handle all of the craziness that seems to be going on around us, even in the whole world? You know, how do you find that trust and still not be afraid? But God is saying that, you know, in everything, I have your back. And we have to take that into heart. So we will be going into the third week of Advent. And so this will be kind of a nice bridge into that for Sunday. So we will definitely post our service on Sunday at 10 o'clock. So please join and watch that and share it. That would be awesome as well. So then we get into that second section of this praise. And here we really see that God directs people to shout it from the rooftops, basically, everything that he has done. And this really gets into, how do we worship? How should we worship? Is it okay to be bold and sing and dance and just go nuts almost, right? And right here, God is basically giving us permission. He says, sing to the Lord. And so you'll see in our worship services, more than half of it's devoted to singing time. And this is so appropriate for our worship even today. It says, sing for the Lord, for he has done glorious things. Let this be known to all the world. And he doesn't say, okay, be quiet, be meek, don't tell anyone. No, verse 6, it says, shout aloud and sing for joy. There's that joy again. People of Zion, for great is the Holy One of Israel among you. So he doesn't want us to keep him as a secret. He wants us to tell people how he's affected our lives. Share your God stories, get out there, and also be willing to participate in worship. Sing loud, even if it's off key, because I know I do a lot of that. But sing out loud. God doesn't care if you're pitch perfect. He doesn't care. He just wants you to be loud and to give him the proper praise that he deserves. So this one is really, really short because there's really only 6 verses towards the whole chapter. So, but next week we are going into a very, very long chapter about the prophecy against Babylon. So this one is going to be really, really interesting, because then you can see more visionary or imagery that's being described here, and it just kind of takes it to the whole next level. It's almost like when you were reading these words, you enter into the streets that Isaiah walked, and you are seeing what he saw. And it's really, really written well, the book of Isaiah. So, well, I am actually going to end it here. I hope everyone is staying warm and safe. We had some snow. The snow is probably going to continue to fall all day. So with that, you are more than welcome to join us on Sunday mornings live here on Facebook or YouTube at 10 a.m. Or you are invited to come and worship with us in person at Aurora or in Aurora at Impact Church. So with that, have a blessed rest of your day. Bye.